Hello and welcome to my nail corner. Is the music throwing you off? Because it's throwing me off. But I wanted to throw in some Halloween vibes music for this Halloween themed mani. We're going to ignore my right hand. It's a bit of a hot mess. I put a jelly tip on my thumb and there's like an air bubble in the middle of it, which I'm not willing to fix right now. And I hadn't done anything with the other four fingers on that hand for a minute. So we're going to do a mani today, including some stamping. These are the supplies that I am using. I will go over the stamping stuff when we get to stamping, but first we are going to go in with dip powder application. I am using two colors from Triple D. They are Witch's Brew and Blue Moon. Witch's Brew is already released and available on the website. It is a really great thermal, which you will see in action in just a second here. And Blue Moon is a new release. It was in the Diva box for this month. So Diva box has usually 3 dips that are exclusive to the box and they will not release on the website, and often it has a 4th, which is like an early sneak peek to a color that will be released on the website. And Blue Moon is that color this month. I am told that you should expect to see it on the website next week. So stay tuned for that. Watch out on Instagram or in the Triple D Facebook group for notifications of when that releases, because I'll make sure to share that information on my Instagram stories. Triple D will always share that information on their Instagram, and then like I said, we will make sure it's shouted out in the Facebook group. So if you're not over there, check it out. I will try to remember to link the Facebook group in my description box below. I also wanted to mention another new-ish Triple D product. This came out in the last Diva box and then was released on the website, and it is called Pop Off, and it is a peel base, so make sure you check that out when you're shopping as well. Just wanted to make you guys aware, because sometimes new products slip by and you don't know about them or haven't been able to try them out, and so I wanted to let you know. So I'm going to continue with my basic application here. I am getting into the Halloween vibes. This mani is on my hand right now. Usually I try to film a little bit in advance, but this past weekend was my birthday. We had some family visiting from out of town as well. It was just a jam-packed week and it flew by. So I did this mani yesterday. So this being Wednesday, when hopefully I get this uploaded, I did this mani yesterday and I'm really enjoying the Halloween vibes. I've never been like a big Halloween celebrating person. I really love like Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that. Haven't really been huge on Halloween, but having YouTube last year and now this year has made me kind of branch out and think Halloween vibes. But I also have 2 young kids, so I've been like, I don't want to do creepy or like gory nails because they would probably be freaked out by that. But this mani is definitely going to be Halloween vibes, but it's not like creepy, it's more just spooky, and I was really digging it, so I hope you guys do too. So as you can see, Witch's Brew is a really like sensitive thermal. Do you see that? Like the light purple on, you know, the cuticle side of my nail is just reacting to my warm hand under the nail, and then the free edge is staying that nice cool color. So oh, excuse me, you guys, I need a nap. Anyway, it's like if you have a little bit of free edge on your nail, like extending past your fingertip, it's like you have a natural ombre all the time without having to put the effort into an ombre technique. So I love, love, love thermals for this time of year. Here in Washington, we have officially hit rainy season, you guys. It's raining and it's like 43 degrees outside. Yesterday we woke up to dew on the grass, so we did hit 32 during the night, which is pretty cold pretty fast for here even, but the forecast is putting us hovering in the low 50s for the next 10 days with lots of rain. So this is the price we pay for the beauty of where we live. Yesterday morning I was taking my kids to school. They go 1 day a week to like a program with other homeschooled kids, so they get a classroom experience, which is awesome. and it gives me a break for a day from teaching and from kids. But anyway, on the way to school, first of all, we had a gorgeous sunrise. I'm going to pop a little picture in here. It was super pretty. And one of these pictures I didn't take, so I can't take credit for it, but man, was it gorgeous. The mountains were out in full force. Like, it was just a sunny morning, gorgeous mountains. And we saw 2 bald eagles just sitting in a field, obviously having some breakfast. And it was just amazing. And I was like, you know what? It may rain a lot, but the beauty of where we live and the things we get to see, I just won't take for granted. I love it so much. And it was just such a cool morning. And I was like, man, that's amazing. Nature is so cool. And if you ever get to see a bald eagle up close, you guys, man, it feels like a real privilege. They're such just like a rare beauty to set your eyes on, and to see them in like nature, not like in containment, was quite remarkable. So we really enjoyed that. Anyway, now I finished Witch's Brew, but all that was to say that thermals in this time of year when it's cold outside, but you know, your heat's on inside, you get to really enjoy all the facets of a thermal. So that was Witch's Brew, and this is Blue Moon. Now, if you've been around Triple D for a minute, or if you've been around my YouTube channel for a minute, last year I did a Halloween mani that this is really just like a spin-off of, and that one was using hide and seek. Hide and seek is pretty much what you're going to be thinking of here when you see this color, but this one has an extra added secret. So hide and seek is like a semi-sheer whitish grayish base that turns pretty much black when it's cold, and that's kind of what you're seeing here. Do you see like the not true white, but like slightly gray white on the warm end, and then the almost black on the tips? That's what you're going to see in the thermal transition for this color. And so it is great for what we would call like a hide and seek mani. So I'm going to stamp over it, and when my hands are cold, you'll barely see the stamping. And then when it shifts to warm, out comes this cool design. So hang in there while I do a second dip on this. And you guys stay tuned for a minute, because I have a giveaway coming up in this one. So I'll be back in just a minute to give you the details on that. Okay, so let's ignore the messiness of my work desk pad there. I need to replace it. And I've wiped off a stamping plate and got like black on it. I need to clean it up. Anyway, Melody Susie sent me over this portable e-file to show you guys. And also they said that I could do a giveaway. So check out the description box for details on the giveaway. Once I select a winner, they will go ahead and mail you one of these. So that's so exciting, and I'm appreciative of their generosity to be able to do that. So this is what comes in the box. So you get the charging cable. There is a ceramic coarse bit in there, sanding bands, a set of diamond bits, and then the handset itself. So I went ahead and removed the post that's in there for transportation and then switched it out with just one of my diamond barrel bits from another e-file so that I can demonstrate this for you guys with a bit that I'm familiar with and, already had out. So basic e-file, which is great. I mean, really simple. So you've got your power button on the end there, and then the second button in the middle there is to change speeds. So this e-file is, I think they said 28,000 RPMs. I've never used an e-file at that high of a speed. I've never needed to. So if you're way fancier than I am with an e-file, then maybe you want like a 35,000 RPM e-file. I've never used it at that speed. So there's the website. I was trying to look because it has 3 speeds and I was trying to figure out what they were. Now that says 17,000, 21,000, and 25,000 RPMs. I guarantee that low speed is not 17,000 RPMs. I typically use my e-file, I don't know, in the 10, 11,000 RPM range when I'm doing this kind of work with a diamond barrel bit. When it was on the lowest speed, it was too low for me. Like the resistance of the dip powder was making the barrel stop spinning. And then when I put it up to medium, which is what I ended up using it as, or at, when it was on medium, it was faster than what I would, than that 10 to 11,000 RPMs that I usually use. So I would say it was possible that medium was like more like 15 to 17,000 RPM, somewhere in there, if I had to guess. That being said, I was kind of I was impressed and amazed that this like portable, just like that's all, just the handpiece, that's the whole unit, and that it had such power. Like that medium speed was zippy, you guys, and the handset was just such a nice, like sturdy, quality feeling handset. So super impressed with the quality, as I always am from Melody Susie. My dust collectors from there, like I said, I have the 2-in-1 lamp and e-file from them, and now this handset. They put out a quality product, you guys. So if you're in the market, definitely consider checking them out, but also enter the giveaway below. So it has a power button, then the plus, and like the whatever, I guess it says a plus and minus on it to adjust to the 3 different speed options, and then the other button is a reverse or forward. Now I'm no professional because I just do this at home, and I've only just taught myself how to e-file and kind of done whatever works to make the nail look how I want it to. I don't have like proper technique, I'm sure, and all that stuff. And this was me kind of adjusting to the speed of the e-file because it's not the speed I'm usually using. So I was being very light-handed with the e-file, just like letting the e-file do all of the work, which is really what I say you're supposed to do. So it was me taking my own advice. The e-file should be doing the work for you. You shouldn't have to like press down on the nail or anything like that. You should just be able to kind of float it over and let the e-file do its job. So anyway, I really enjoyed using this, trying it out. It was what a great travel e-file. If you're someone who travels a lot or just doesn't have a lot of storage space, that's awesome. The website says that one charge would store up to 4 hours of use. Obviously I didn't use this for 4 hours. This was my first time using it, but that's pretty awesome. Like 4 hours of e-file time. You could do several manis with that, assuming that, you know, we don't take too long filing our nails, which honestly is the longest part of the process for me. But that being said, great e-file. Definitely check them out if you are interested, or if you need a dust collector, because that is a like lifesaver for my workspace. It collects glitters, it collects all the dust from filing. Honestly, when I'm done, like with a mani, when I have my dust collector out, I will take my dusting brushes, you know, that I dust off the excess powder with, and just kind of zhuzh them around the top of that, what you're seeing there, the dust collector, while it's on, and it just kind of sucks all the excess powder out of it. It's just a great tool to have around. And that reminds me, I need to pull out the filter from mine and wash it, because I haven't in a while, and there's lots of glitter in there. So anyway, I'm going to finish up real quick. I'm just doing these 2 fingers on camera for you guys, so you could see this e-file in action and get an idea of, you know, just like what a nice job it does. And then we are going to move on to some stamping. So I'm going to take a quick breath and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I am all filed and shaped and ready to get into some stamping. I love stamping, and I don't do it that often, and then I use it and I'm like, this is such a great nail art tool. Why don't I do this more often? But here we are, we're going to do some stamping. So I have these stamping plates. If I can find the links to where I got them, I will put them in the description box below. They may just be Amazon. I can't remember, honestly. I have my jelly stamper out from Triple D, my foil stamping polish in black from Triple D. I have a lint roller out, which you will see why I use that in a second, and a scraper card. So these are the basic things that you need for stamping. So I'm going to go ahead and use that image on the bottom there. That's the one I used last year. It's got like a tree and like a bat flying and just like some spooky vibes. There's like a little tombstone next to it on one side and like a cross. So definite Halloween spooky vibes, but not like creepy scary. So I'm speeding this up because when I swiped it, I was like, man, that didn't fill in the bottom like I wanted it to. So I picked up the stamp and I was like, no, that's not what I wanted. So then you use your lint roller. So lint roller or scotch tape or something of the like is going to be your go-to for removing stamping polish from your jelly stamper. So when I went in to do this again, I was like, I'm going to cover up all the spaces and just make sure I had plenty of polish. You're going to want to gently but firmly scrape your, I was going to say dip powder, your stamping polish off, and then roll your stamper over the image in the opposite direction of which you scraped. For whatever reason, that is kind of what works best. And then use your lint roller to get any excess from like images that are beside that one on your stamping plate, just to get what you want. Now, I was about to stamp this on and I was like, man, I'm teaching you guys all wrong. So I like to use a sticky base on my nail under that. So Maniology sells like a sticky nail polish base coat that you can just put on and let air dry. I like to use gel base. So if you apply gel base over your dip powder, as I've talked about a million times, it's going to leave like a tacky surface. So that would be equivalent of like a sticky nail polish base. Now, the reason that this is a valuable tool when you're doing stamping is right now that stamping polish is drying on my jelly stamper. But that's no issue if you have a sticky base down on your nail. If you don't have a sticky base down on your nail and that polish dries too quickly, like even in the process of just, stamping polish down, swipe your card, pick up the stamp, sometimes stamps are really like you have like a really thin image. And by the time you go to put that on your nail, it's already starting to dry. And then when you apply it to dip powder that's been buffed and smoothed is just like a slick surface. And that polish may not all stick. So if you're getting partial transfers when you try stamping, this might be the ticket for you. So put down either, like I said, a Maniology nail polish sticky base coat. Although I will say I had some of that and I didn't use it too frequently, and so when I did go to use it, it had gummed up and dried up. So I like to use a gel base. It really is never going to go bad in my closet, also because I use it frequently. And then you cure for 30 seconds in my beautiful Triple D lamp, and then we're good to go. So now those are cured for 30 seconds, and that leaves a tacky surface on the nail and allows my stamp, even though it's now fully dry on that stamper, to just adhere perfectly without any missed pieces or anything like that. And if I was doing that as it was on just the dip powder nail, I would be missing branches and bats and half of this image. But this was able to pick it up perfectly. So you just want to line it up. That's the joy of a clear jelly stamper. And then press, make sure you go side to side if your nail curves as much as mine does. And then I was like, it left that little cross perfectly on my stamper. And so I decided to add that in right next to the tree on my nail because I liked it and it gives that graveyard vibe. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the rest of my nails. I will let you watch if you want to, or skip ahead if you already know how to stamp and don't need any tips and tricks. But you can watch me go ahead. I'm going to do the same image on my middle finger, and then on my pinky, index, and thumb, I'm going to do a bunch of bats and spooky clouds. So like I said, you can watch if you want, but feel free to skip ahead if you already know all the stamping things. Oh, before I go, Triple D stamping polish is my fave. Now, she has the stamping polish available in black, white, and red, and it's called foil stamping polish. The reason it is called that is because you can, so if I really liked this image as it is and wanted to change its color, I didn't want black, you can use transfer foils in a solid color and press them onto that, and the polish will pick up the transfer foil, or you can chrome the stamping polish. It's amazing. I've done it before. I'll put a link up here in the cards for you to a video where I did chrome stamping before. Now, if you do that, do not put the gel base down first because you won't be able to chrome the same. The gel base will pick up your chrome and it'll mess up the whole thing. But check out the video that was in the cards if that's something that you are interested in. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with gel top coat. Because I already have my gel base down, I don't need to apply that again. My gel top coat will stick just fine to that application of gel base. Now you're thinking, Kate, your fingers are a hot mess. What are you doing? So I like to leave my cleanup until after my top coat is on. That is just a personal preference. Not everybody does that. It's up to you. But that is just nail polish on my fingers. So I will go in after I do my gel top coat with a cleanup brush, just like a thin brush. You can use like the same kind of brush you would use for like maybe builder gel application, and just get acetone on that and clean up around your cuticle. Now black is kind of messy, like we all know that, so make sure you kind of wipe your brush off frequently on the paper towel or whatnot, whatever you're using, because otherwise you're just going to turn your fingers into a black hot mess. But also, like I said, it's just regular nail polish. So after your top coat is on and cured, you could really just go over to your sink, use warm water and soap and a scrub brush and get that right off. So up to you, your personal preference, but I don't like to do cleanup before my top coat is on, just in case I happen to flood the nail with acetone. I don't want to mess up all the images that I just stamped. So I really liked the way these came out. I hope you guys too. I hope you get those spooky Halloween vibes from them. I have a couple more ideas for Halloween manis coming up, but it won't all be Halloween from now until the end of the month, but you might see one or two more. But yeah, so these colors, like I said, the Witch's Brew is currently available from Triple D, and Blue Moon will be one that you want to snag when that comes out next week. I love the thermals. You see how the tips are just staying that cold color, and that's pretty much been the experience since I put these on. Unless I'm like holding a warm cup of coffee, the tips of my fingers, or not my fingers, the tips of my nails are staying the cold color. So I went ahead and cured for 60 seconds, and this is the final look. And here is the added surprise. This is my favorite part, you guys. Ready? Check it out in the dark. Oh, I love a glowing mani. You guys know that, but with stamping on it, it is just like next level awesome. I love it so much. So anyway, I'm going to finish up with my cuticle oil. I also wanted to mention you saw a quick blip of my Triple D lamp. That is a portable LED UV lamp. I love it so much. I also just got their new Efile, which matches the beautiful lamp. Oh, you guys, so many luxurious nail items. Definitely hop over and shop yourself some Triple D. So here are some pictures from kind of warm, transitioning into like a little bit colder, and then all the way cold and glow. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next vid. Bye now.